Today we're gonna talk about one of the best celebrity fragrances I have smelled. First things first, when it comes to celebrity fragrances, I am pretty sure you are aware what to expect, and that is a somehow boring design when it comes to presentation, poor to medium longevity, and a basic smell. I mean, how many fragrances have you smelled that had something special that's coming from a celebrity, of course? I'm even gonna go as far as saying that 80%, maybe even more, of the celebrity fragrances are boring. But sometimes there's one fragrance, after a while, there comes this fragrance from a celebrity that is really good. And today I'm going to show you one of these fragrances. And it's not a new one actually. I have seen it. If you wish to have some fragrances, and if you don't put them on a list, and if you don't note them down, you're just going to forget about them. And you are going to remember about them when you next see them. And that's what happened with me. I saw Pharrell Williams Girl in a shelf in TK Maxx for a very good price. And I remember I wanted to try it. Knew it had something special. And you know why? Because I remember that it was made in a collaboration with what I consider to be a niche house. Some of you guys have said that Comme des Garçons is not a niche house. Well, to me, it is a niche house because the only stores I have seen fragrances from them were niche stores. And yes, that was the main reason why this fragrance got my attention. It was released in 2014. So yes, again, it has been there for a while. But now that I got my nose on it, I know that I should have had it since I first saw it. One more thing, why I like this fragrance is because of the price. This is one of the things it has in common with the rest of the celebrity fragrances is the price. So this is the good thing that it had in common. If you haven't smelled this fragrance yet, bear with me for a couple of more minutes, because you know what I like to do? I like to talk about the presentation, and this bottle looks a bit ridiculous or a bit, I don't know, funky, girlish, if you may. Also the title, I like to talk a bit about the title. It looks a bit childish, girlish, and I think it's very misleading because it is the smell, it is completely different from the looks of the bottle. But as ridiculous and funny as this bottle is, I do enjoy it. I mean, it is something else. It is not boring, you have to admit that. And the quality of it is pretty good. The cap, not bad. It's plastic, not very heavy, but sticks very well into the bottle. Now, the name of the fragrance, Girl. When you first see the bottle and you see the name here, big name, you will think that this is only for girls, of course. But right under the big Girl, you see that it's written and it says it's for boys and girls. It's unisex. That's what they're trying to say. It is unisex, but you know what? It is more for men. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about the smell. The top notes of the fragrance are the following: lavender, neroli, and white pepper. From these three notes in the top, you are getting the pepper. Not so much the other notes. You get a bit of freshness, but it's not like a lavender freshness, it's more of a herbal freshness. The middle notes are iris, violet, and styrex. From these notes, you're getting tons of violet. And the bottom notes are cedarwood, sandalwood, vetiver, and patchouli. And let me tell you something, this is the type of fragrance which when you first apply it, you're not going to get the top notes. You're going to get a bit of the top notes, but you're going to get more of the middle notes and straight away bottom notes. Because right on the top, besides of that slightly fresh green smell, you're going to get a lot of violet, you're going to get pepper, and you're going to get a lot of vetiver, and you're also going to start getting immediately, not actually immediately, but you're going to get the woody notes. Now, how this fragrance actually smells, not talking about notes, when you first apply it, you're going to get a different smell. You're going to notice the difference between this fragrance, this celebrity fragrance, and the rest of the celebrity fragrances, because this has a niche quality to it. I mean, if this was more expensive, it was no surprise, but this came at the price of around 20 pounds. I even got it lower because it was a discount. I got it for 16 pounds. I cannot complain. And if it was 70 pounds, again, I wouldn't have been surprised, because it starts with that violet, with a very dominant note of violet, which creates this sort of an inky type of note, a dark, earthy and peppery type of smell, which in my opinion inclines more towards the male side. It has just like a drop of iris, the minimum powdery effect you can get in a fragrance. This is it. As the fragrance dries down, it becomes more and more woodsy, has almost like a burnt wood effect. The violet is still there and it will stay, but not in a big dose like it was in the beginning. Because when you're first going to spray the fragrance, you're going to think that this fragrance is going to be a very powerful one, and it's not. Only in the first minutes is going to be this strong, and this, I'm going to say, it is a very office friendly fragrance. Despite the looks, despite the name, you can wear this into the office. It's a very subtle fragrance in the dry down, but you will be able to smell it. I mean, it's not like you're not wearing the fragrance. It's discreet, but it's there. And it's one of those fragrances which it is good that it is discreet, because otherwise, if it was too powerful, the notes, the effect that the combined notes is creating would be too much for the nose. Because in the opening, you're going to get a bit hit of this weird type of smell, a bit inky, herbal, fresh, woodsy, peppery, either for females, either for men, you don't know. But one thing you will know for sure, this fragrance is not boring. This fragrance has a smell that is over the price it costs, and let me say that the performance is slightly above average. I mean, projection is very good in the first 30 minutes. Then, like I said, it's a bit discreet, but you're going to get whiffs of it, which will last until the point of 6 or 7 hours. I wouldn't recommend blind buying though, because it is not a safe scent, but if you find it at a price like I did, under 20 pounds or $20, I think it is well worth it. So with that being said, this was the video. I'm very curious on what you have to say about this fragrance. I'm pretty certain that some of you guys have experienced this, so leave a comment below. Let me know, and everyone else, what's your opinion. And until the next video, keep smelling great.